Hi everybody, my name is Trish and welcome to my diary. This is going to be a journey, me sharing my journey with ulcerative colitis with all of you. I hope to have a pretty good audience with this. I know that there's not a lot of us out there on this type of platform. And so I was kind of encouraged to start this channel as a way to let everyone know you're not alone. If you have any inflammatory bowel disease, if you have anything, I don't want to limit people because there are many invisible diseases that don't get a lot of coverage. It's nice though because I'm starting to see an uprising of these diseases getting recognition, and I really want to jump on the opportunity to let inflammatory bowel disease join in that. So I have ulcerative colitis. I was diagnosed in June 2011. I have had a hard road. I have bounced in and out of remission to the point that I don't know if I was truly in remission. I had to change doctors recently. I was with the same doctor for the majority of the time that I had, or that I've, since I've been diagnosed, and I was not getting any better. I was taking pills, lots of pills, sometimes up to 42 pills a day, of different varieties, even doing nightly enemas, and I was not getting any better, which is very frustrating. You don't mind to do the treatments if you know that it's working, but when you have the colonoscopies and you're being told that it's not working and you're asking questions about different treatments and being ignored, it's really important for you to stand up for yourself. I know in the area that I live in, there's not a lot of people that have this disease. And so it's one of those things where you really have to do your homework and you have to ask questions, or else you're going to be a guinea pig. They're just going to take you through trying all these different things and it's not going to work. I wanted to start Humira or another type of biologic, and the gastroenterologist that I had was not keen on that idea and just ignored me. So I didn't know if I was just not a good candidate or what, but the questions were not being answered. So I changed gastroenterologists and right away was told that I should have been on Humira years ago. There's a thing called step therapy, which is what I was doing, but I had been on the same medicines and maxing out these medicines for many years. And so, the next step would have been a biologic, and for some reason that was just being ignored. So I just recently started Humira. I started it almost a week ago, and the first dose was four starter injections. It's like an EpiPen. It was a little painful. It burned. I mean, it wasn't painful, but it wasn't. It's going to take some getting used to, but I did all 4 shots with the help of a nurse at my doctor's office, and I was so proud of myself. There's little victories when you have this disease that you get so excited and so proud of yourself that you can conquer these things that you never thought that you would be able to do before. And so I was really proud of myself for that. I was super excited. But then I have to do 2 more shots in another week, and then after that I do 1 shot every other week. I'm still taking all my pills. So I take the Humira now, but I'm also taking Lialda, Euceris, which no, I'm not taking Euceris now because I'm taking prednisone, Lialda, and then I have to take liquid iron. I was supposed to go tomorrow for an iron infusion because I'm pretty anemic, which is common. But I've always been anemic anyway, so now I'm like incredibly anemic. But I don't have to do that now because I'm tolerating the liquid iron. Again, previously my gastroenterologist, my old one, wouldn't, liquid iron, I didn't know that existed. So I was doing just the pill, and I was very sick. I couldn't tolerate the pill, but I could tolerate liquid iron. So again, there's you know, what I'm telling you that works for me, or the journey that I'm taking, it may not be what works for you. I really encourage you to find a doctor that you can trust. If you feel any hesitations, or if your questions are not getting answered, or they're getting ignored, or you're not getting, just, you're supposed to get from your doctor a healthy life. I didn't realize, I had accepted a couple years ago that I was just not going to be well, that this was going to be my life. And I realize now what a mistake I made. And if I would have changed doctors years ago, I would be so much better. Since I've changed doctors, he immediately scheduled me for an endoscopy. So I had that last week, which was my first one, and I really should have had one sooner. But he did find some things. I had acid reflux, and there were a couple spots that were inflamed, but nothing that it was major. And then yesterday, I had a colonoscopy, which if you look on my channel, the very first video that I posted, because I didn't want to lose track, I have fallen behind on this. I meant to start it much sooner, and I kind of fell behind on it, but was me doing the prep. And so I was miserable and tired and I looked like a mess, which you do. Who cares? We were allowed to look like a mess. We're dealing with a lot. But anyway, so that was kind of my prep, which was actually the easiest prep that I've ever done. And we'll touch on that in a second. But I had the colonoscopy yesterday, and they found some polyps, which was kind of scary, because that's the first time that I've ever found anything like that. I had just had a colonoscopy June of 2016, and so for polyps to appear that quickly shows how dangerously sick I was. And had I not changed doctors, I would have gone another 2 or 3 years without a colonoscopy, and that it could have been cancer. You know, it could have progressed into something much bigger. Not necessarily cancer, but it could have. It just, you don't need that. But anyway, it was something that wasn't supposed to be there. And I have a doctor now that is a blessing and wonderful. And I am so happy that there's a glimmer of hope. But I'm cautiously optimistic because, again, I've just been, you know, in and out of, you know, care. But I'm being well. But anyway, so normally with the prep that I've had for colonoscopies, you get this big jug and this packets of powder, and they'll give you flavor packets. I wouldn't go there if I were you. I would throw those out, because those flavor packets don't, no, bad news. But anyway, so you get this jug. It's like a little bit bigger than a milk jug, and this powder, and you have to mix it, and you have to drink that in a certain amount of time. And it tastes like dirty salt water. It's nasty. When they tell you with colonoscopies, the colonoscopy's not that bad, the prep is the worst part, they are not exaggerating. The prep is the worst part. And over the years, it's gotten better. Now, I, luckily, this time, did not have to get the nasty jug. I got to make my own little jug of stuff. But it was all over-the-counter stuff. It was Senokot, I think, which was pills. And then Miralax, which was a powder, but it was grit-free and taste-free. No dirty salt water. But anyway, so I did that, and I had to go through like 560 grams of that powder, which was a lot. It was like 7 pitchers, just small, you know, pitchers, like regular pitchers that you make juice in or something. But yeah, it was a lot. But I but I did it. You know, I drank it all much quicker than the other stuff because it didn't have a taste. But when you're drinking that much liquid, even if there's not a taste or a grit, but anyway, you know, you kind of don't do much that day. You just hang out near the toilet because that's basically where you're going to be. And so I didn't sleep much the night before either. I got a really bad foot cramp, and I've been getting a lot of toe cramps and foot cramps. I don't know if you guys get those a lot yourself, but yeah, I just cried. And when I say I cried, it's like the motion of crying, but no tears, because I'm so dehydrated that I can't even actually cry, which is sad. That's just sad. It's sad to be that sick that you can't even cry. You just want to cry, but you can't cry, and that's so sad. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of start on this, and I don't know how often I'm going to post. I'm going to try to update you guys pretty often, a couple times a week. It's not going to be big deal. It's just going to be rough, and you know, maybe I may take you on walks with me when I'm out walking the dog, you know, things that I'm pretty blunt, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. This disease isn't pretty. I spend half my day in the bathroom. I am happy some days because there's days that I'm super excited, like today, because I feel okay. You know, there's some pain. I have some pain from yesterday because there were some parts that they had trouble getting through with the colonoscopy. So they had to pump air into me and blow me up basically like a balloon. And it's a little tender today, but you know, and there's a little joint pain that I always have. But it's, you know, it's a journey of ups and downs, and I'm here for you. Please feel free to share your stories, and please subscribe, and, you know, add anything. If there's anything, any questions that you'd like to ask me. You know, I know right now I'm starting at nothing, so I hope to build our audience up, you know, and spread the word if you know anybody. You know, and again, it doesn't have to be just people with Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, but that's really, I can speak on ulcerative colitis because that's what I have. But let's educate each other and let's get the word out. And you know, I don't want this to be a forum for people to say, oh, you shouldn't go to the doctor and take all those nasty chemicals and blah, blah, blah. You know, I tried natural remedies when I got so sick, and all the pills and chemicals didn't seem to be helping, and I almost died. So do what is right for you. Don't take what I say as being what will work for you, because it may not. It honestly may not. And I don't want anybody to get hurt, because I'm not a doctor. I'm a patient, and I'm a consumer, and I'm just a human being. I'm just a person. I've made mistakes in this journey. There's times that I've given up and I've thrown my hands in the air, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this. I can't do this anymore. There's plenty of times like that, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty more times. I don't know that Humira is going to fix me. It's just the last hope that I have before surgery. And I don't want to have surgery. I have kids. I have, you know, one that I homeschool because I have to, because, you know, she has her own health issues. And so, you know, life is messy and dirty, and but appreciate the good days. Really appreciate the good days, and I'm sure you guys already do. But again, please subscribe, and if there's any questions that you have, or if you just want to say hello, please say hello. Leave a comment for me. Let's be kind and be gentle, and really just encourage each other. We need a little bit more of that in this world, don't you think? But again, have a great day, you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.